What is up, guys? And in today's video, as the title says, I will be reviewing Chucky TV series episode 4, Just Let It Go. Before I do jump into this video, make sure you do subscribe if you are brand new around here and hit that like button. And a couple more things. This is being recorded on an iPhone 13 mini. I just got a new phone, so better quality videos are on the way. Let's get right into this review. So, episode 4, what are my thoughts and opinions on this episode? Wow. That's the only thing I can say is wow. And there will be some spoilers in this video as well, so if you haven't seen it, I advise you to turn this video off. But yes, it picks up right after the last episode. I will say this episode will be great watching the last episode and this episode back to back. This episode really surprised me in the way they're going. And from the last episode, I knew this. They're not going to kill Lexi. Watching this episode, Lexi's not going to get it. She's going to have a redeeming arc. She's going to have something, that's going to save her character. And Lexi and Jake got to, hash out a couple of things when they went back to the house that was burnt down. And just what an episode. The score was amazing. The title card was awesome. Each episode will be having its own unique title card, which I do think it is pretty cool. Now, again, like I said, this episode picks up directly from where the last one left off. Jake is, seeing everybody at the hospital, trying to find out what's happened because the house did burn down. And Jake does feel bad. He does feel like he's the one that did it. And you could tell that he's really dealing with that. And just know that Chucky and Jake friendship, it's over now. That's no more. Jake he came to his senses and he's not going to be a killer. And that's the thing too I love, about this TV series and how it's written. You think it's going to go one way and it goes a total, just a totally different direction. I love how this TV series is playing with your expectations because, for a second there, I really thought Jake was going to be a killer, or at least kind of attempt that, and maybe actually kill Lexi. But no, he's not going to be a killer. And wow, what an episode this was. And I think at this point, especially the one kill that was in this episode, which I will get into here in a minute, Chucky really don't care if he gets caught now. He don't care if he gets caught. And I think maybe that's partly because, I hope, it gets explained, is he knows there's so much evidence pointing that he is alive. From Bride, Bride of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, and Cult, those 3 movies alone, there's so much proof out there that Chucky's alive. And, Devin, now he's on to Chucky, and he's learning more about Chucky from this website. So I hope, Devin, tries to find, are there any videos of Chucky or anything like that, and they stumbled upon, the stuff that Andy, recorded from Cult, or, stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. And this episode really ties the first episode together. I love that. The first one is really tied together nicely in this episode, which I'll get into here in a minute. And I'm gonna talk about Chucky's kill. I thought Chucky's kill was pretty cool in this, and the one little one-liner that he said I thought was pretty cool. Overall, I thought this episode was pretty amazing. The score was good. And again, like I said, Lexi's not going to get killed, she's going to have some type of redeeming quality to her, and we shall see what that is. And I think it's going to be in the next episode. Even though I say it's going to be in the next episode, expectations will, probably be changed, because I like how they play with your expectations here. We also see a teenage Charles Lee Ray, aka Chucky, and I think that's so cool because I knew that we was going to get a teenage Chucky in this episode, so I was right about that one. We did get to see a teenage Chucky in this, and I love the whole transition of this one scene where it shows Chucky as a teenager, but then it morphs into his doll face, and you hear that classic laugh. And you learn more about his about his childhood, his life, his teenage years, that he was put in this home for kids and young adults, and he was put into this home. And we learn more about why he's so good with tricking people and tricking kids and teenagers, because he did it in this home. Like, he did it in this boy's home. So he's did it for like basically almost his whole life, really. And I just think this episode was really good. And not only was it a really good episode, but it really ties the whole franchise together. I think that's so perfect in my opinion. This episode was a little bit shorter, which kind of disappointed me. I think this episode in particular should have been at least a couple more minutes long. I would actually love if we, we'll get like a 49-minute, like a 55-minute long episode. I think this one should have been like at least 49 minutes long, but still a really good episode. Do I prefer this episode or the last episode? I think I prefer the last episode a little bit more, but I still really enjoy this episode. There's so many good things to love about this episode, and I want to talk about Chucky's new look. They kept this they kept this a secret. I'm so glad they did keep this a secret. Chucky has his burnt look back. Now, just think about his burnt look from Child's Play 1 mixed in with the split face, the two-face pizza Chucky from Child's Play 3. And it looks amazing. And the whole scene where he comes out of the shadows in Lexi's home, love that scene. It's probably one of my favorite scenes of Chucky, where he comes out of that shadow. And I want that doll. Like, I would love to have that as a doll. I think that's really cool, and I think it's even more cooler that they didn't like spoil that in like a behind the scenes picture or anything like that. They really kept that a secret from us, and I really love that they did keep that a secret. They have to make that into a doll now, including me and a lot of other people are going to want this as a doll. It's just an awesome look. Like, his whole face is burnt. Like, not only like his face, they went like the extra mile, made like his neck, like parts of his neck burnt. Oh, that was really cool. Just another awesome look for Chucky. And I would say, not only should they put this like into a doll, but they also should put it like on posters and T-shirts, and that'd be super cool. Kind of like have this like as the new image for Chucky. I think that would be cool, because it's such a cool look. And I think the animatronics are a little bit better here, because in the last episode, there were some stiff moments in Chucky's like movement. You could tell like it was like a puppet, a animatronic. You can tell that it was stiff. Here, the animatronics are a little better here. I don't know if that's because like some episodes have a higher budget than some episodes have a lesser budget, and they kind of have to work with what they got. If that's the case, I can understand that. Like, if that's the case, I can totally understand that, and get behind that. Overall, final thoughts. Thought it was an amazing episode, shocking episode, and does it end on a cliffhanger like the last episode? No, it's a very satisfying ending, which I do like, but it's semi-open, if that makes any sense, because again, it's going to play with your expectations, because like, what is going to be Lexi's arc? Like, what is going to pull her back? Not only like is it going to pull her, like what it's going to pull her back, or could she still get killed? And like, the possibilities are really endless here of what they could do with that. And I'm also very curious to know, like, is this the last that we will see of teenage Charles? If so, that means, are we going to get the adult Chucky sooner than I thought? If that's the case, that's pretty cool if you ask me. But we shall see. One more thing I do want to talk about is Eddie Caputo. Yes, we see a young Eddie Caputo as a kid. He was in the same home, he was in the same adopted home program that Chucky Charles was in. That alone puts the franchise back in full circle, for me at least, because we've never heard any mentions of Eddie Caputo or even seen him, in any form since that first movie. And it was like for like a quick second almost. Now we know more about him. And I think it's just more signs pointing at whether that be in this season or the next season. Hopefully, if we get one, you know, we will see a adult Charles and we will see a young Tiffany. I think it's just more signs pointing to that, dude, because of we see Eddie here. It's a young Eddie Caputo, and at the end, Charles like packing his stuff. He's about to leave, and he gives Eddie this hand because Chucky helped Eddie Caputo kill this guy. Again, another jaw-dropping moment. Like, before I get out of here, this may be a longer review than some of my other ones, but I hope you guys are sticking, to the end here. The writing is amazing. I've said it. The writing has not been this, I love Curse of Chucky, don't get that wrong, but I think the writing hasn't been this good since Child's Play 1 to Bride. Like, the writing has not been this good for a long time. I think, Don Mancini is pulling at all the stops, and I also, really feel like he's just refreshed. If that makes any sense, like, he's refreshed, he's recharged, he's coming up with better ideas. And also, by the way, it's a writer's table. It's a TV series, so there's more writers involved other than Don, and I feel like having those other writers kind of bounce ideas and concepts off of each other really helped Don Mancini really get in that creative spot like he was in the original movies, because in those original movies, Child's Play 1 and Bride, he was always the writer and not the director, so he always didn't have that pressure on him. Now I feel like part of that pressure is kind of off of him because he has all these other people helping him, and I really love that. I feel like the writing is so good in this TV series. This was a really good episode. Do I have any theories for the next episode? It's really hard to say because of how this one ended, and I love that. The best thing I can say, I think we might see a adult Chucky, or I do think we could see an adult Chucky next episode. I think we could see either Lexi will die, which I don't think, or she's going to have a redeeming arc, and that will be in the next episode. And I hope, before I go, I want to say I hope the finale will be, this is just wishful thinking. I hope the finale will at least be 49 minutes or at least an hour long. I hope, but we shall see. Let me know your thoughts on the Chucky TV series episode 4. If you've seen it, make sure to hit the like button. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Catch you guys in the next video. If you've seen the episode, let me know what you thought of it. Catch you guys in the next video.